It's Week 11 of the National Football League. And our focus is on George Pickens. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Steelers and the Ravens coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Season is hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Powering his way forward and able to get this out to the 25. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
Hey, Ozzy,
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 11 carries, 58 yards.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Lyman can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. You look at this Steeler defense. It's quite a unit. Number one in the NFL against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for, this is what you practice for, this is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the number one over.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Facing fourth down, Baltimore will punt. Jordan Stout out there. Deep to return is Calvin Austin. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at their own 37. Off play action, Fields. That's caught. It's Austin left side. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Here we go.
Now Fields. It's brought in by Wilson. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. His his third touchdown now on the year.
And the Steelers are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Ravens offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he continues to show off his ability to run the football when the opportunity is right. He is the NFL leader in rushing yards from the QB position.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And different running back, same result as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
You look at this Steeler defense.
They were fantastic a week ago in the win over Houston.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game?
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now.
Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
Now Austin.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return.
And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Yep. Here we go, son. All right.
Here's Fields.
Here's a diving catch right side. A good pickup there, a 22.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. Harris running straight ahead. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
To throw is Fields. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Well, they've certainly not shied away from throwing the football as they've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
Here we go. All right.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Kari Blasingame, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. And they just powered it in right there, Charles. 3 tight ends out on the field, the fullbacks for the defense. They knew what was coming.
They knew, but they weren't able to stop them. They knew they had to meet them with a little bit of force, but on that play, the big guys up front won the day.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now 14-0.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here's Jackson to throw. Dancing to his left. And he works free. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
Now it's Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Cameron Hayward in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll set up a throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
The Steelers offense and quarterback Justin Fields heading back out there. And as we transition into the second half of the season, he continues to put up big numbers on a consistent basis. Currently the NFL's leader in passing as we play here in the month of November.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Here's Fields.
He'll let it fly for Austin. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Here we go. Right.
From the gun on third down, Fields. Here's one deep for Pickens.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
George Pickens.
65 yards.
And the Steelers take a 3-touchdown lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes the score 21-0. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
And the Ravens taking the field.
And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback. But you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Well, he may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Throwing is Jackson.
A check down here for Henry.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join John of the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Jackson now. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Walker.
3rd and 8.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
Again, Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
Brings up 4th down.
Here's Jordan Stout now.
For the Ravens.
This is brought in at the 21. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Fields.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Over the middle, complete. That's Wilson. Down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one.
Here we go. Good.
Back to throw. Fields. That's caught downfield by Pickens. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. And he's had a lot of success throwing the ball here early. You see by the numbers, he's already up over 200 yards passing.
Here we go.
Now it's Fields. And it's caught on the deflection. And this is going to be a touchdown.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point now by Boswell. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. Jackson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
From the gun, Jackson. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So on 2nd down, the unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25.
Now, maybe a moral victory of sorts. They're on the board here late in the first half, but this offense just hasn't looked that sharp.
Yeah, but at least they got the 3 points, right? At least they have something to, quote-unquote, hang their hats on and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves as they head to the half.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play.
He'll let it fly for Austin. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Joe Burrow, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Puka Nacua, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And that one's at halftime with the visiting Chiefs out on top. Patrick Mahomes killing it. 3 touchdown passes. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's building his case for MVP consideration with each passing week. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes as we move into the back half of the season. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. George Pickens, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 19 on the year. And the Steelers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Boswell for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Jackson being chased out left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front. That's prepared. Try and take off.
Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
Now it's Jackson. Over the middle, connecting with Kohler. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Halted in his tracks by Keanu Benton. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner. If he's
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the big man. Get the oxygen tank ready.
Now he breaks free in the middle of the field.
And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Ravens 3. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And now here come the Ravens.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success. Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On the option right is Jackson.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Open man is Duvernay.
No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Alex Highsmith
in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. The Ravens send their punter out now. as he's on for the 5th time here today. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Here we go.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Across the formation, he hits Austin.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one good for 26 and a first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Off play action, Fields. Austin is there and brings in another one.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Van Jefferson.
23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Steelers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
T.J. Watt, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They go play action now. Jackson on the move to his left. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. And this offense on 3rd down today, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Jackson. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable here from the 38. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was...
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Boswell good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession.
But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long.
The tight end in motion right. To try again after the sack. Jackson. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Whistles and a timeout at the 2:05 mark. So this defense wanting to get one more pause in before the 2-minute warning, and they do just that. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. They set up the screen for Henry.
Finding room at midfield.
And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Hey, middle. Report.
Here's Jackson to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. 20. 5. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
extra point now by Boswell. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Keanu Benton
Picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Back to throw. And he's going to go down again. T.J. Watt able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to kick it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And he'll take it just outside the 40. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over.
The Steelers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll try the right side with Harris. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5.
Here we go, set. Set.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris.
And he's able to motor his way down to this line.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Here we go. We're good. Hey, Ken. Go.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. He finds Austin complete.
And the Steelers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
1st and goal, Pittsburgh.
Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.